Hello everyone, it's me, Laurel from Forever Purple Creations. That's just how I'm used to starting off my videos. So I am here to answer the 10 crafty questions, though I'm quite sure most of you will know most of them, maybe not all of them, but most of them. And you're probably going to hear me say a million times because I'm not used to filming like this, so that word just tends to come out. So I'm going to try and think about it before I say it. I was nominated by Miss Michele Scott. Thanks so much, Scotty. um, See, there it went, and I'm even trying to think about not saying it. I did go on and watch a few of the other ladies' 10 crafty questions. I watched Michelle's and I watched Maggie White, and I watched Angie's. I can't say itty bitty. I now have to say Mountain Girl Studio, like the new name, but I loved itty bitty. Anyway, all right, so I did watch theirs just to see, and I'm pretty good at knowing, most of the stuff from everyone. So I will start and then we'll talk. I put some things out here to kind of help me along and to also give you something to look at while I sit here and talk. And oh, look at my new nails. Aren't they pretty? Just did those the other day. All right, so my name. My name is Laurel Nakutis. I can tell you where that came from. Well, my last name, of course, came from my father, but the name Laurel came from my mom. While my father was stationed in France and my mother was pregnant with me, she was out at the beach and met a girl named Laurel, and she loved the name. It's a very complicated name. If you look at it, most people don't know how to say it. Even when I tell most people, they don't know how to say it. So I absolutely love my name. I love that it's very unique and original. I don't know, maybe because it's my name, I think it's very simple to say, but you don't even want to know the amount of different names I get called at work and everywhere else. Now people just call me something else, and I'll explain that in a minute because it goes along with the a question further down. All right, so it says this. That was question number 1. Number 2, how did you come up with your YouTube name? Okay, so Forever Purple Creations. Um, I actually sat and talked with Michelle and Abby when I was getting ready to start my YouTube channel, and Michele Scott and Abby helped me with that. Or I don't know if I would be here today. I was watching YouTube for quite a few years. Before I even got involved in groups and didn't know anything about groups and all that other stuff. I just watched what was on YouTube. So I'm going to give a bunch of stuff away when I tell you how I came up with my name. So, Forever Purple. Well, my life has and probably will be for the rest of my life about the color purple. That came from when I was 16 years old and came from Prince. I am a huge, huge Prince fan. And of course, when you say the color purple, it does mean Prince. And if you look it up, that's what they'll tell you. Prince is purple. So he probably loves it way more than I do, and I love it more than I could ever imagine. If there's anything created and it's in purple, I want it. So, and I'm not the only purple girl like that out there. Abby from Purple Cottage Crafts, of course, is the other purple girl. She loves purple a lot too. So when I was coming up with my channel, I knew I would be doing a lot of purple crafts, and I knew that I will forever love purple. And of course, I even have it, and I know you're going to see it upside down, but it is a tattoo that says Forever Purple, and I got this after Prince died, and that's why there's a Prince symbol in the center, and then I put a little heart in it, and it's all in purple. There is no black. Even the outline is done in purple, so that's how much I love purple. So that's where the name came from. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I can tell you about that. Oh, well, as a child, before I was 16, I hated the color purple. I had these purple polyester pants that my mom bought me, and I refused to wear them. So Now, fast forward to today, and everything I own is purple. Okay, on to the next question, because we'll just get way off track. My favorite craft. Oh my goodness. As you all know, I don't just do one thing. I just like to soak up information. I love to challenge myself. I love to come up with things that I haven't seen before or that anybody's done before. I like to create new things. I like to learn new things. So I would probably say I'm just an all-around crafter. If I had to choose a favorite, it would probably be what I started with, and that was drawing. So that would probably be, and I don't even call myself a crafter. I would have to say I'm more of an, and I think we all are more of artists than crafters. Um, we create, but we create art in many different forms. So I look at us as artists, not crafters. We create things with craft supplies. That's how I look at it. Um, so that would probably be my first. I love mixed media. I love very detail-oriented things, crochet, tatting, quilling, um, altering things. I'm trying to look around me and see what all I've done and what what I haven't done. But uh, beading, of course, I got to say beading. I own 8 million beads. Wire wrapping. Um, there's that again. So I would have to say just all around, I just love craft supplies and making things with them. So that's that one. If I think of something else, I'll let you know. But I was trying to look around and see and choose a favorite, but I really can't choose a favorite. My favorite place to shop for craft supplies. Patty Lang. Lately, it's Patty Lang's live shows. Um, she just finds all really cool stuff, and if you're into the paper, that's where it is. And I'm very much into paper right now. I wasn't at one time. When all this stuff first came about, I said that's nothing I'm interested in at all, and then boom, I was sucked right in. So, and I've been sucked in by all my friends with quite a few different projects. So it's been a little crazy, and there's that word again. I don't know why I want to keep saying that word, but I hate when you say it over and over and over, and that's just because my brain is thinking. So anyway, my favorite place to shop for craft supplies, my favorite box store would probably be Hobby Lobby. I do love to shop online because I'm always looking for different things. I am one that manages to, if you're looking for something, I will find it. So I'm always on the search for things. I do like Etsy. Um, I used to love Michael's and Joann's, not so much anymore. I prefer Hobby Lobby. They just have the biggest variety to me. And when I can't find there, I go and look for online. So those are my favorite places to shop. I do like now, because of Patty and that, I do like the thrift stores and antique stores and, where you can find all that cool stuff. I I do like shopping in those. All right. Top 5 crafty YouTube channels. Oh boy, and I'm going to say the same thing. Not a lot of people have answered this question, and I don't think I can answer it as well. I can tell you the ones that have really brought me to where I am now, which would be Maggie and Michele and Patty and Abby and Angie and Tricia and trying to think who I first watched in the beginning that helped me along. I do like to watch. I'm always on the search when I'm going through YouTube to things that help inspire me to create something different that you haven't seen. I do like watching videos where I'm so inspired and just like in awe, where you sit there with your jaw open because you just can't believe they created that. Just there are so many talented and amazing artists out there. Tracie Fox and of course Tricia Alittleshabbychic and um, uh, Lorna from you know, TaylomadeJournals and Stepanie Poteet, and some are for one reason, some are for another. Uh, but I get inspiration from all of them, and they all help me along in this journey and of everything I'm doing. And then, of course, me, myself, and I'm just, my brain is always going 900 miles an hour. That's probably why I do about 9 million different crafts. So yeah, I can't just pick my top 5. Firefly Studios, Lunar Sun Creations, Izzy B Creation. I mean, I could sit here for hours and just name channels for you to go check out, but I do like the channels that not a lot of people watch, where you see very different things, that something I want to try that I'm going to find challenging that I may not know how to do. So that's what I look for a lot now. Oh boy, and why is this number 6? Was it supposed to be number 6? My favorite color. Does anybody not know what my favorite color is? All right, my favorite color is purple. I can't choose a shade of purple, because as you see when I create, there are every shade of purple you can imagine. And for some reason, when I put them together, they all go together. So I like all the way from the lightest purple to the darkest purple. So I don't have a favorite shade. I can't say I like lavender or lilac or plum or, things like that. I just love, love, love purple in every shade. So yes, we all know purple's my favorite color. All right, favorite craft tool to craft with. Well, I laid some of those out. One of my favorite tools, and I've had it for, oh my God, I have 3 of them now. I've had them since I was in my 20s, is this pair of these tweezers. I use them for beading. I use them for crocheting. I use them in my tatting. I use them in my mixed media. I use them in my quilling. I probably use them in almost every kind of craft that I do. And I will keep search. I just ordered a new pair, a little bit different, same style and everything. I just don't ever want to run out of these. I absolutely love these tweezers. They're just very handy in everything, because they are so fine and super strong. So these are one of my favorite tools. My pliers, all different varieties. I love pliers. I use pliers a lot in my crafts. I usually always have something in one hand and something in another. A most amazing pair of fussy cutting scissors, of course, because I love to fussy cut, and these happen to have a unicorn on them. Something else I love, purple and unicorns. This is my second love, is unicorns. And I think I might have, I'm trying to think if this might have came, nope, this didn't come before purple, but not shortly after it came unicorns. So, one of these. Who doesn't own one of these? I have owned one of these since I think they first came out, and I think they are an amazing, amazing tool, especially when you're working with fabric or paper or anything else. They are just whoosh, and you're good to go. Of course, I have a crochet hook, and yes, this is a super, super duper duper teeny tiny one. I know you can't even see the tip of it. This is a 14 crochet hook, tatting needle. Of course, 2 of my favorite, and I consider these crafting tools because they help me create beautiful, beautiful things. So those are 2 of them. My Fabri-Tac bottle, my Sweet Sugar Bell bottle, definitely one of my favorite crafting tools. I use Fabri-Tac in all my crafts as well. So, got to have Fabri-Tac. And my crystal katana. This is also a great tool. I use it a lot in my beading or my mixed media. You barely touch things and pick them up with this, and then you put them down and it drops them right where you want it. So another one of my favorite tools. Sewing machine, die cut machine. I love tools. I love electric tools. I love to learn how tools work. I love construction tools, saws and drills, and there probably isn't one I don't know how to take apart and fix and put back together. for many, many years, I built a lot of things. I built tables and designed tables and stuff. I love working with my hands and building things. So, yes, I love tools, any kind of tools. Hold on, I gotta make sure I stay in frame, so I gotta pop that a second. Where did you get your crafting from? My mind. And this is going to fall right into the second question. So I'm going to kind of do them together. It says, when did you start crafting? So I started drawing when I was in 3rd grade. And the first thing I ever drew was a picture of Dumbo. And it probably took me, and it was just like the outline of him. It wasn't in colors or anything. It probably took me 1 or 2 nights to do that, and when I had finished it and left it out to show, I woke up the next day to find that someone in my family had folded it up and used it for, I don't know if it was a rocket or something they were doing for school, and I cried and cried and cried. Um, uh, so I started that very young. I could take pieces of wood and crepe paper and, you know, nuts and bolts and stuff laying around the garage, and I would just start. I think the first thing I created was out of a truss from, we were having our house done, and it was a piece of wood about this long, and it had 2 pieces coming out of it with the metal brackets that held it all together, and I took it and I made a ship out of it, and I used the crepe paper to color the wood and put all this stuff all over it. So I've always been very creative. My mind is, I don't think my mind ever stops. So I was always trying to make something. So I have been creating since I was little. My crafty side of it, the artsy side of it, probably came in when I was 16, 17. Um, when I started learning crochet, and I'm talking about reading out of a book and reading it. There were no pictures, there were no patterns, and I know I've said that before, but I found it very challenging, and I spent hours upon hours just sitting until the light bulb went off, and I went, oh, I know what they're talking about, and I made these squares um, of every different type of crochet stitch, and all these squares go together and make one big blanket. So I started with crochet, and then I was doing the plastic canvas and making towel holders, and everything I started doing Christmas presents. Then I started making mobiles and fans and masks, and then I started beading, and yeah, it's gone crazy since then. So I just was very creative as a child and just didn't like to sit still a lot and had to have my hands busy. So I would just create things. So, and I started when I was very young. And we're almost to the last question. Yay! What has been your favorite craft so far? And I don't think anyone's been able to answer this one either. I mean, every time I finish something, I mean, there's specific things I'll finish it and I'll be like, wow, you just made that? You just made that? Or I'll draw a picture and I'll finish and I'll go, I just did that. I just made that. Really? I made that? I think I question myself a lot, and I shock myself a lot in my craft. This is the latest thing. I was working on it last Friday. It is the Saw Crafters mini dresser with the cupboard, and it's almost finished. As you can see, it's all in its glorious purple, and the doors open, and there's little doilies down there, and there's tissue napkins back there, and napkins, inside the drawer. And of course, I did up the butterflies. These are wood, and they're all decorated. So yeah, this is my latest one. But I would have to say right now, it would be my tatting. So like everyone else, I think it tends to be what you're working on. And I'm very intrigued with the tatting right now, and I keep trying to come up with a new stitch or a new way to do something, and try and work it out in my mind how it's supposed to be, and learning all the different stitches and everything. So right now I would probably say my favorite craft is the tatting, because I can't seem to put it down. I have a needle and thread probably in every room with something started on it. Other than that, I love steampunk and things I create with that, and I love beading and embellishing, and more is more is more. And we all know, my tag wall hanging. More is more is more. But I did want to mention I do love some other colors as well. I love working with I like teal and hunter green and cranberry. I absolutely love color. I am a color person. Again, I'm not a red, yellow, orange, blue. I'm different shades. Red, no, you won't see me craft with red. Um, but yes, I do love colors as well. So I think that's about it. I think I've held you guys up long enough. Um, I pretty much almost sure you guys know most of this about me already. Uh, so I think they should have asked some other stuff like, what's your favorite word? Mine is one of my favorite words is inspire. If I'm not being inspired, I like to try and inspire others. So I think that should have been one of the crafty questions, because there's just all different things that I think we would like to learn about one another. We learn a little bit more with each video, but you don't really learn specifics about people. You learn like their style, and you can generally pick out somebody's style. Like I can pick out Mag's style a mile away. I can pick out Patty's style. I can pick out um, Scotty's style. Everybody has a specific style, and you start learning their styles and you can pick them out. But I do think it's interesting to learn other things about different crafters. So I was thinking about who I could nominate. And of course, Michele had to be greedy and nominate, quite a few people at one time. So um, I was trying to think. I know this is probably going to go around fast and everybody's going to be nominating everybody. So I am going to pick Nikki from Disorganized Crafter and Crystal from Rustic Ink Angel Designs. So you have been tagged to do the 10 crafty questions challenge, so we can learn a little bit more about you, maybe something we don't know. So I will put that in the description box below. And of course, some of my favorite crafty friends and artists who I always link in my links below. They will be listed as well. I hope I did mention Tracie Fox, guys. Tracie Fox Digis. Amazing, amazing, amazing. So, like I said, I could sit here and name YouTube channels forever and a day. So thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys get through this, because I probably went on and on and on and on and on. So that's just a little bit about me that I think most of you already knew, but just in case you didn't, there you go. If you want to do this challenge, go ahead and do it and say I nominated you. I'm gonna be like Max. I'm gonna steal her idea. It's a little bit easier that way. So let us learn a little bit about you. I hope you guys all have a wonderful evening, and I will see you all soon. Bye for now.